Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Hylas. What, I messed up my intro. What the fuck? Hi everyone. Hylas here. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Now that is correct. I'm wearing eye patches, so I'm not sick. This is definitely eye patches. Whatever. As you've seen in the title, in today's video, we are going to be reading The Infernal Devices. Yeah, you can clearly tell we are reading The Infernal Devices. I bought these books secondhand in December last year because one of my goals was to read a trilogy. Every year my goal is to read one series, and last year it was the Addicted series, and this year it was the Infernal Devices trilogy. But before that, we need to go back. I have read The Mortal Instruments when I was a teenage girl. No, actually, I wasn't a teenage girl. I was probably a tween when I read those. And I read 4 books. 4. And then 2 years ago, I reread City of Bones, and I loved it as much as I literally loved it when I was a fucking child. Now it doesn't go back onto my bookshelf. So, I just finished a reading vlog, literally 4 hours ago, and I am here beginning a new one because I need to be reading something at all times. I'm not the type of girl who can read a book and do a week without reading. I'm sorry. And then I say I'm in a book slump, and people don't get it because I'm still reading. But for me, a book slump, it's literally not reading a book a week. That is so... I am a little bit dramatic, but I am literally so in the mood to be reading right now. So I just want to start. And I'm going to start Clockwork Angel, Book 1. What do I know about this? I know that one of my favorite YouTubers of all time, she's called loveeee, and she's Brazilian. Her YouTube is called loveeee Resenhas. She's perfect. I love her. And she read The Infernal Devices, I think last year. And she said that this was the only love triangle that made sense. And that made me feel insane because, period. I want to read that. And also, I saw a girl who loves, normal romance, saying they love this. And it's like, this is fantasy, right? This is kind of fantasy. No, this is definitely fantasy. And she said she loved it. And even though I like fantasy, I'm not the biggest fan. But I like Cassandra Clare. And I like her writing a lot. So I probably will like this. So after this very disconnect introduction to the video, we are going to start reading Clockwork Angel. And this is going to be devastating, I know. I know. I'm sorry. I completely forgot this was supposed to be in London. And it's in London. I've only read like 3 pages. I didn't even finish the prologue. But it's in London. I forgot this was in the Englands. This is perfect. Brr. I am on page... Oh, okay. So, update on the book. I am on page 108. 8. It did 8. So, I think this book is quite good for now. I'm interested. It's not like we've had a lot. I don't have a lot to work with yet, but it's so good to be back in the world where I grew up. People grew up with the Younger Games and with Harry Potter. I grew up with shadow hunters, and that's the most beautiful thing in the world. And here, there's Tessa, there's Will, and now there's James. And Will Herondale, I already love him. I know I'm gonna love him. I'm in love with him. And Tessa, I like Tessa. I think the story is quite close to what happened with Clary in The Mortal Instruments, but we're still getting into it. There's not a lot going on yet. There are a few questions that I have about where the story is gonna go, but I can quite predict some of the things that are gonna happen. But yeah, I don't have a lot to say right now, and that's quite good because I'm just very interested in getting to know the rest of the characters and the rest of this all new / not so new world. But it's so good to be back into a world that made my teenage self so happy. Literally so fucking happy. They just mentioned the Silent Brothers. I haven't heard that in years. What the hell? I love this book. It's so great. Potentially a 5-star series. Potentially. I am in love with Will Herondale. Give me 10,000 pages of Will Herondale and I will be happy. Thank you so much. Hello. We are halfway through the book. You can clearly see that I have dog-eared many pages. I said to myself that I wouldn't be tabbing these books because I'm likely going to reread them in the future, and I just wanted to get full into the story without having to stop and underline things and put a post-it on it. But I've had my my mechanical pen, and I've been underlining. I've been doing all that. My light is just gone. It doesn't have any battery, so we're gonna do this without light. So we're a little past 50%, and these are the notes that I have so far. As I've said before, I love this world, and we got to see Camille. She's a vampire, and I already knew her, and I was just really happy to see her. She was one of those characters that made a great impression on me. I liked her quite a lot. Well, that's another thing. Will and James are pair of a tie, and I didn't know this. I suspected they would be, but I wasn't sure. And now I am. And I am I'm so happy about that. I love going into things blindly, even though I know who she's gonna end up with, kind of what's going to happen. But still, I loved the fact that they're a pair of a tie. And there was a time where James said something about Will that I was like, okay, I love that. I love their friendship. It's too good. I think I've also said this, but I can say it again. I love the way Cassandra Clare makes me so curious about absolutely everything that is going to happen next. I am obsessed. I just want to know. I want to keep on reading. Basically, I just wrote, she builds up the story so well. Yes. And another note I have that it's literally one of my favorite things in fantasy. And actually, I think I've read literary fiction that has this and I love it. That is chapters with titles. Give me a title for everything, please. Please, I'm begging you. I love it. I am genuinely in love with it. So, what else? I also discovered very recently that Charlotte is 23 years old. Tell me why I was picturing her being like 37. Well, now that was clarified, so we're on it. I'm really interested in knowing what is James hiding. What does he have? What is going on? But yeah, today it's Tuesday and I have uni work to do, but I'm almost halfway done with it. I think I'm like 60% done with it and I still have a week left. So I'm going to take 2 days afternoon until ballet class to read. So that means I have like 3 or 4 hours to read. Do you think I could finish this book? I could probably finish the book. It's so easy to read, but I'm probably not going to finish it because I'm definitely going to be looking at YouTube at the same time and then get distracted. But I think this is the last update of the book until the end, and I think I'm going to do it like this for the other two. Like I do it 100, at a half, and in the end. But I don't have a single bad note on this book right now. I'm just very curious and I just know like it's a very introductory book. So I'm not I don't think I'm expecting to end this book with a lot of answers. And yeah, that is great because I have 2 other books to read and they are slightly bigger than this one. So let's go read. Yesterday night, I was reading my little book and I went to sleep crying because of this book. Crying. And I'll talk to you later about it. But I was crying until I fell asleep. What? Until I fell asleep. And it's been more than 10 hours and I am still thinking about what James said, and I'm gonna be thinking about it for the next 10 years or for the rest of my life, but I'll explain it later. I finished Clockwork Angel. I read this and I have dog-eared my pages and this is how the spine looks, and genuinely I don't know if I love it or not because, girl, you were red. But before I forget, I told you that I went to sleep last night crying because of something I read in this book, which is insane. This rarely happens. Okay, lately I've been crying reading fantasy, which is insane, first of all. But I'm gonna read to you this quote That's probably my favorite quote from the whole book. And it says, I mean, I don't want to. For a long time I searched for a cure, but eventually I stopped. But I have to change the page. And asked Will and the rest to stop as well. I am not this drug or its hold on me. I believe that I am better than that my life is about more than that, however and whenever it might end. James! James! No, absolutely insane. I love the friendships. I love James and Will, and I love James and Tessa. I think James and Tessa are going to be best of friends. It's just so beautiful. But let's talk about the book. I am still thinking between giving this book 4 or 4.5 stars. Because of the ending, I'm going towards 4.5 stars. But you guys can check my Goodreads to see what I actually gave it. But this book, maybe I'll tell you what this book is about first. So we have Tessa, and she's a very normal girl living in New York. And one day, her brother, who lives in London, sends her a little message telling her she should come to London because her aunt is dead and blah blah blah, whatever. She should come to London. And she does. And then she becomes a prisoner for these two sisters. And then she gets to go to the Institute of the Shadowhunters and the Shadow World. Well, there she meets the group of people who live there, and that's where the story goes. I have been in this world before. I have been in the Mortal Instruments world. I've told you that before. So for me, it's so nostalgic and so good to just live there again. I love seeing Camille again. There she is, my queen. And also Magnus Bane. Magnus fucking Bane. In the ending of this book with Magnus, girl, you don't do that to everybody. You do not do that to everybody. I loved it. I love that we got a little bit of insight on also how Magnus was feeling. So I love it so much. So I am going to give... No, I'm not going to give anything. I already told you. I think this book is very good. It was very interesting. But between page like 300 and 430 maybe, that all final like action thing that happened, to me, I don't know, maybe it's my attention span that it's literally dying, or it was just a book that was a little bit boring. I think for me, what dragged it was the change of POVs of people. Like, we were with Will, and then we were Tessa, and then we were Jem, and I'm like, I don't want to be here. I don't know where I am. I think that was what drew me back a little bit. But overall, perfect. I have seen people online saying that Will and Jem's Parabatai bond is like the best bond, and we haven't had many opportunity to explore that in this book, so I'm hoping that those two do that justice. I think this is my final review, guys. I literally don't have a lot to say because I found it pretty good, and during my little check-ins, I also said a lot. I don't think I wrote anything in my notes, to be honest, but maybe I could talk a little bit about Tessa. I think Tessa is a great character. I think we have so much to discover about her, and that's one thing that Cassandra Clare does good, is like make you curious about the future, about what the hell is going to happen now. That was perfect. Also, I've already said mild spoilers, but mild spoiler here. If you haven't read this series, please leave this video. I don't know what you're doing here. You shouldn't be here in the first place. But I'm gonna give you a mild spoiler and my theory about it. They think, actually, Will told Tessa that since she is kind of a warlock, she might be sterile. And my girl, I hope you're not. I know you're not. hopefully. I don't know. I really hope you're not. But then having Jem coming to her and talking to her and saying, you know, we don't know if you're a warlock. You don't have a mark. You don't have anything to show you that you're a warlock, so we don't actually know what you are. So my theory is that she's not, and hopefully she's not. But in the next books, I'm just hoping for a great romance. I know this is not the topic, but I'm hoping for a great Will and Tessa romance. But I'll tell you all about it when I read it. I think I'm gonna do a pause in reading this series. I'm gonna read Nana Volume 1. So if you want to check my opinions on that, you can either see my wrap up at the end of the year, or you can follow me on Goodreads and obviously see what I'm talking about.
Still no word on Holkenberg and Lindblad. You looked alarmed.
The love triangle is triangling. So I got to page 100 last night, and I've read a little bit more past page 100, but let's do our update. What I think. Honestly, I think this book is better than the first one because finally, for the love of Jesus Christ, we're getting the parabatai, and I feel like we're even going to get more moments because there is one specific moment in the mortal instruments and the parabatai between Jace and Alec. It's just too good. So I'm hoping that something is going to happen here as well. One thing that it has been bothering me since the first book, and it keeps on bothering me right now, it's the fact that this story is very close to what the Mortal Instruments were. Even though there are a few plot lines that differ, and that's normal, I still think Cassandra Clare took a lot of what she did there and put it in here. And it worked. Like, I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm just saying, like, where is the creativity there? But I don't know. I haven't finished it, so I don't know. I really like Will, and I'm really, really interested on what's happening and on uncovering what is going on in his head. Because right now, something is going on, and he's not telling us. And I want to know. I really like that Magnus is still here. He's still around, and I feel like he's going to keep on being here. That is really, really good. And right now, they are going on this little quest to another institute, and that's what I said in that clip. The love triangle is triangling. Like, I'm feeling it. I see it. I see you. So, I think that's my update. It's very, very small because, to be honest, not a lot has been going on. I feel like even in the first book, not a lot of things happened, but like the way Cassandra Clare writes is just very descriptive of the world, and personally, I love that. But even at times, I felt like it was a little too much, and I've been reflecting upon the rating that I gave that book, and to be honest, yeah, I think 4.5 is what it is. And I don't know if this book is going to be more, but I am liking it more. Also because I'm more into the characters. Like, I already know who they are. I guess that's it. I will see you very soon when I am in the middle of the book. excuse my air, this book is turning into a philosophy class. Because tell me why the fuck is Will saying, if no one cares for you at all, do you even really exist? I don't know, man. If I was reading these books when I was 12 years old, I would be spiraling for like 3 months. So, I'm glad I'm reading them at 21, because I would go insane if I didn't. Hello everybody, I dyed my hair 15 minutes ago, so that's why it looks different, if you didn't know. Well, here's my author, period. So, I am 50% into the book. I think I'm over 50. Let's see. I'm reading it on my Kindle. It's so much more practical. And I've been reading more at night, so 51. I don't think I have a well-conceived idea of what my opinion on this book. So, I'll tell you what is bothering me and what I like. Maybe we start with what's bothering me. It's easier. Right now, the pacing of the book is really like not it. Because I know we need some suspense and everything, but like this is too much. We're filling moments here with nothing. And the Mortal Instruments also had that, for sure. But I feel like I love these characters a lot more than I love the characters in the Mortal Instruments, and it's not evolving. Please move. And now we're getting into a kind of a subplot of Jessamine that is definitely going to intersect the main plot, but what is happening right now? I think that's what's bothering main thing. What I like, it's the way the Parabatai bond is being explained, but I still don't know why we are putting so much emphasis on the Parabatai bond between Silas and the other guy, because they're all like, I think they've said it either twice or 3 times that the Parabatai duo cannot fall in love with each other. Are Will and James going to fall in love? Because why are we mentioning it so much? Okay, so I hope they do and this becomes a throuple. Because to be honest, I wouldn't see it any other way. Also, the way James sees himself, and yes, I'm always gonna call him James. I cannot call him Jem. What is that? What is that nickname? It's James. The way James, the mentality that James has around his illness and his problem, it's quite relatable, but at the same time, it's like, boy, you are 17. You are 17. You have so much to live. Go live that. And fuck that. Fuck that illness, you know? Because same, I'm chronically ill. I've been chronically ill since I was 14 years old. I know my ways around that. So, that mentality, it's like, that's not it. So I hope he grows. I want to see some growth from James. I do have to see some more growth from Will, but I do think Will is a very intelligent character, and I think what makes me like him so much is the way he's just hiding his true feelings and meanings of things. I like that. It makes him a character that I want to explore a lot more. And our girl Tessa, which is obviously the main character, I'm okay with it, but I feel like I need to get more of who she actually is. And I think that's what she's actually also in pursuit of, is knowing who she is. And yeah, I think we're gonna get there. Probably in the 3rd book, more than on this one. But yeah, we are halfway through the series, so oh my god. I honestly thought I would like it as a god tier series, or at least one of the books in the series would be like a god tier, but not really. They are a solid 4.5 star series, but not even a 5 star, at least not yet. But if you take Will Arendelle and put it in here, like, Will Arendelle is a 5-star boy. He's a 6-star boy. I don't care. But yeah, I'm excited to discover this Jessamine thing and also see how Will is gonna get out of this, because the beginning of this book was very important and we need to get somewhere, because you wouldn't begin a book with that and not tell me where we're going. So I'm waiting for that. Magnus motherfucking Vane. I love him. I love him. My theory was debunked. I was wrong. Half of it was wrong. But still, we have Will now knowing about the truth of the curse, so hopefully he will act on it. I'm begging him to act on it. Please, please. This has just been filler. In the meantime of reading this book, I reorganized my bookshelves and I dyed my hair. But I already told you that, so yeah, guys, I finished Clockwork Prince and I gave it 4.5 stars as well as I did Clockwork Angel. My thoughts on this book. The romance didn't went where I thought it would go. I feel insane in the end. I don't know what's going to happen. There are hints of maybe, like, I know who she will end up with. It's very clear to everybody, but where is the other point of the triangle gonna go? Because I don't want to see him doing bad. Please, don't do bad. But let's go, like, through the book, truly. I think this book has a lot of filler scenes, and some of them are filler scenes. Others are just, like, too long. They don't even make sense anymore. I'm really attached to these characters, so I don't think, like, I could literally just read them sitting down on a table and talk about whatever the fuck. But at times it felt like I was forcing myself to go through it. I really like the story. I think this has a lot of potential, but I'm scared that she's not gonna wrap it up in one book. I know she is, because this is a trilogy and that's exactly what it means to be the third book in a trilogy, but I'm afraid that certain themes won't be taken care of well. Sad. I am. But I really like the Charlotte and Henry plotline. I love Charlotte, and as soon as she started having symptoms, I knew what was going to happen. I'm being very vague because I don't want to spoil it to you. This is a second book in a trilogy. It's hard to say something that it's not a spoiler. But I was really sad about the Jessamine thing, and I hope she has a redemption arc in the next book. I think we could have dived deeper into Tessa's confusion of, like, who am I gonna be with? Who am I gonna choose? She was never truly acknowledging her confusion about that. So that's it. I feel like I cannot say anything because I will spoil it to you. But I wrote down just 3 things that made me question other things. And one thing that I wish Tessa would have done, and that is insane because then I discovered, like, what was actually going on and everything with Will. I wish Tessa had to change into Will at some point and actually discover the truth that way. Maybe that is just me being hyper crazy and getting out of the story on itself, but like since the beginning I was like, yeah girl, change into Will. You will have to change into him and have access to his memories. But that didn't happen. I have to say his name. If I don't say his name, it's not gonna make sense. So if you haven't read this, maybe go to another video. I don't know what you're doing here. Maybe go to another video, because there's gonna be a mild spoiler here. Very little, but go away if you haven't read it and you don't want to have any information on it. So James says, no, actually Tessa says to James, you don't even like poetry. And they respond, but you make me want to do it. That was insane behavior. Fucking sane. Let's talk about the ending. That caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting absolutely everything to have happened on that ending except for that. And it felt kinda anticlimactic. I was just like, okay. Because at the end, they're all sitting down having, dinner or something. And they're just, and one says they're getting married, and the other one says they're pregnant, and the other one, calm down. We don't need to do this all right now. Like, it was just rushed. But overall, I really like this world. I am obsessed with everything in this world and Magnus Bane. Girl, Magnus Bane was my fave in the other ones. He is still my favorite in this ones. He knows what he's doing. And I love that. I love that for him. I loved Will even more here. I'd say Will is my favorite character. Like, apart from Magnus Bane, but he's the king. I think Will Arendelle will be one of my top book boyfriends ever. He will get there. But I need him to talk more. Because at the end of this book, he was willing to talk more, and that was really cool. But I need more Will, and I need more Parabatai. This book was very Parabatai heavy. They talked a lot about it. But now I need, Parabatai suffering. That's what I need. And there's a birth here making a lot of noise. I don't know if I've said a lot. I've said a few things while reading the book, so maybe I just repeated myself at times. But overall, it's the world that sells this to me. Like, she is good at making, the world. It's so, it's real. I live in it. I know it very well. So, yeah, I think this is it. I'm now going to make a pause to mood read a bit. I'm going to do a 24-hour readathon with my friends. And after that, I'll be back to pick up the last book, Clockwork Princess. I'm really excited for that. I feel like since the ending caught me so off guard, I am now interested in knowing what's going to happen next. So yeah, I'll be reading soon. So, I stopped reading, as I told you, and I read 20 pages of the book. If I keep reading it, I'm gonna get into a book slump. And this is because the book is ending. And I've just been through too many endings. This week, I had my last ballet show with literally the teacher who taught me everything I know about ballet. And yesterday, Portugal lost the game with Spain. So I'm done. My mental health is down in the trash. So I'm gonna make another pause and read other things, do another reading vlog, and after that, I am going to finish this trilogy because I know it's going to get me into a book slump because it's the end. It's the end of something I like. And that doesn't work with me. This happens with shows. When a TV show is so good, I never watch the last episodes. So, I can do it.
Today, check out the outfit. Everything is always linked, guys. Everything is linked. You do not need to have
this. Am I laying on the ground? Yeah, absolutely I am. Oh my god, I even picked up my Kindle wrong. What do you mean? Jam is all the better part of myself. What do you mean? My hair is a mess, but let's not talk about that. I am 100 pages into the book, doing the 100 pages mark. And I don't have much to say, but I am living for the crumbs of the parabatai relationship of Will and Jem. I'm living for it. I searched for fan art of them because I needed to see that. I needed to see them because I was holding myself back from searching fan art, but it's perfect. They are perfect. I think the main plot line is okay. The main plot line, I mean, like Institute and all of that. The other plot line being James, and the other one being those random ass side quests they're making that they correlate with the first one, but you know what I mean. I'm really surprised that this book is, I don't know, I'm liking it a little bit more than the other two, and maybe it's because I am already really attached to the characters and all, so that's probably it. I don't have anything else to say. I'm just really excited to read. I'm going now to chapter 5. Let me show you. But yeah, Ceci is back. Actually, she is never, it's not back, she's here. Ceci is here and she's intriguing. I am looking forward to her, but at the same time, I'm kind of scared that she's going to be bad in some way. So, yeah, I don't know what to think about that. But yeah, I will talk to you now when I'm in the middle. Will put his hands through fire. Fire for his parabatai. Insane, okay? Fucking sane. Oh, you fucking insane people. My god. Hello everyone, I didn't do, is this on? It is. I did not do a 50% check-in, so I'm doing a 60% check-in. Yeah, 62% chapter 17. I don't want to tell you much because I'm gonna do a hyper spoiler final review of this book and series, but what I need you to know is that this book, first of all, this book has the best quotes Cassandra Clare has ever written. I'm not lying to you, I have like 30 pictures of quotes from the book on my phone. And also, the best parabatai bond ever. Like, if they are not together by the end, I will kill myself. What is bothering me is the journey of Will going into where he needs to go. I'm not telling you. That journey is pissing me off in a way that it's repetitive. He puts the horse in the stable, he goes to this place and he eats and he sleeps and he wakes up and he goes another day. Once that thing with the wolves happened, yeah, fire, okay. But get there. In a romance book, which this also is a little bit, when the couple only gets together in the last 20 pages of the book, I don't want the ending of this, the discovery of all of this, to be that. because I need to live this world a little bit more. So, for the love of Jesus Christ, please let this be better than what I was expecting it to be. Seriously, now considering giving it 5 stars. But we'll see how the end treats us. I am loving Cecily. I never thought I would, but here we are, right? After I started reading this book, probably like a month ago, and I had only read the first 2 chapters, and now that I'm finally so into it, I feel insane. I feel insane about it. I'm almost finishing. I think I'm on chapter 23. I want to kill myself. Yeah, I'm 85% into the book, and why do fantasies have to be so sad at all times? Me fixing my makeup while talking about this. I think I read a fantasy book or trilogy or series or whatever maybe every 4 months. I pick up a fantasy. And why do we have to suffer so much? I don't even want to talk about it anymore. After crying myself to sleep, I am so back, and I gave Clockwork Princess 5 stars, my babies. Oh my god. What a journey we were on. Clearly for 2 months we were here. I now know why my body was literally rejecting me reading this book, because I cried so much after reading this. Here's a picture of me after reading this. Oh my Jesus. I literally made a Goodreads review saying that no words that I could factor will make justice to what this book actually is, what this world means to me now. This is insane. So, if you haven't left this video yet because of spoilers, it's time to leave right now. Please do leave. This is going to have major spoilers. I'm gonna read my favorite quotes. But yeah, let's go back to the beginning. And I was yesterday thinking on why I gave the first 2 books 4.5 stars, because this world is a 5 star. I love it, but I do think there were points where there was a bit of dragging on the story. At the end, it made a lot of sense. At time that I was reading it, it wasn't making much. So I understand that I'm okay with giving the first 2 books 4.5 stars. But Clockwork Princess is simply perfect. It's the perfect way to end the story. It's so sad. And the last 4 chapters, I felt like my heart was being carved out of my body. Like, literally. So, wow. Oh my god. What I love. That is literally everything. But let's start with the plot line, and then we'll go with characters. So the plot line of this book starts very interestingly, because we hand the second book knowing that Cecily is coming. And why the fuck is she there? And then we get into it, and we know that she wants to bring Will home. And at the end of it, she's just like, no, this is my home. And it's not because my parents didn't find a home here that I'm not going to find it. And that was so beautiful. That was legit so beautiful. I, in the beginning, was very like suspicious about her. Like, I didn't know if I should believe what she was saying or not. But then when the Lightwood father turned into a worm, like, it was in that moment that I felt like, no, this girl is here to stay, and this girl is good. So that was fucking great. I love her. And now we have to go with the brothers, the Lightwood brothers. Interesting choice there. I liked it a lot. Making Gabriel almost betray them, but like knowing deeply that in his heart he didn't do it and couldn't do it, that was beautiful too. It showed a lot of the appreciation he also had for those people that were with him. And Gideon and Sophie, oh my god, there is a quote where he said like, as if she was the sun or something. Oh my god, that was beautiful. And now we go to the Holy Trinity: Tessa, Will, and James. I'm obsessed. James had an insane story arc going on here, but in the end, I thought it was so beautiful that after 130 years, Jem said the exact words that Will also did. I don't know how to live without my pair of a tie. That is perfection. I think Tessa is such a great main character, and I knew my heart was being ripped out of my chest. It was because of her, because I know Magnus Bane. I've lived with Magnus Bane before, and I know what he went through, you know? And him having the experience of talking about the first one is the hardest one to lose, but you just have to go ahead and move on. Oh my god. That's why I was feeling so sad. It was because of her, because I knew what she was about to witness in a few years' time. So I'm trying not to say every single spoiler ever, but yeah, I'm being a little bit. I don't have a lot else to say. I think you have to experience it. It's hard to put it into words. Like, no movie could do also justice to whatever this is, which is a lot. You have to read it, and after you do so, you are going to be literally haunted by the ghost of Will Herondale for the rest of your life. I don't think I'll read the other series, at least for the next year or so. I cannot manage to do that. Will Herondale is a very sensitive topic for me. Like, don't talk to me about it ever. So I always forget that Kindle has that feature where you highlight something and then you can just go through your highlights. So I took 10,000 pictures of my favorite quotes, and now I have deleted them because I remember that Kindle has that thing. So I'm going to read my favorite quotes that are on my Goodreads review. So if you guys want to check that out, that is perfect. I'm gonna show you. No, not show you. I'm gonna read to you. So the first quote, and the one that changes everybody's lives, is: most people are lucky to have even one great love in their life. You have found two. Man, oh my god. And it's such a romantic thing. Like, this book is so romantic in a way that it's not even like, it's not sexual at all. It's just love. Pure love, and the beauty of it. Oh, Jesus. Oh my Jesus. Another one. Once, when I was in film school, literally 2 years ago, I made a film essay. Yeah, a film essay on how endometriosis kind of affected my life and it shaped me as a new person, and it was called Stardust. And like stars and everything were very important, and light and shadow too, because that was the main theme that I picked up was light and shadow, and then I turned it into the stars and it was called Stardust. And to my surprise, you have to listen to this quote: "We are dust and shadows, but you are like the heroes of ancient times, like Achilles and Jason." I'm not gonna say anything else. I cannot. Then the girl, Jessamine, you have to hear this. I know if you're here, you probably already read the book. Listen to this. Take care of them, baby Jessie and the others. She was talking about her little house where she had her parents and everything. Girl, you don't go around doing shit like this. This was the point of the book where I started bawling my eyes out. It was insane. Then another one of the quotes is very basic. It just says, "Will is myself, my own soul." Do you think in this life you'll ever find someone who loves you as much as this? Because I don't know if I will. This one, these are two quotes together. One is the answer to the other. I'll read it to you. "All my life since I came to the Institute, you were the mirror of my soul. I saw the good in me, in you. In your eyes alone I found grace. When you are gone from me, who will see me like that?" To what Jem says, "When you walk in the world, I'll be the light at your side, the ground steady under your feet, the force that drives the sword in your hand." Absolutely not. I had to stop. I had to stop and do like a Reels run. I had to go on Reels to forget that I was in pain. It was that bad. And one of my favorite things about Will's personality, I'm going to read it to you. "Winter had always seemed the purest season to Will." And then they proceed to talk about it. And oh my fucking hell. Winter is my favorite season ever. Ever in this world. And if I loved Weir and Arendelle, after this I loved him 10 times more. The final one is by the one and only Magnus Bane, and he said, "Those of you who are mortal, you burn so fiercely, and you fiercer than most." And then you just know that Magnus Bane proceeds to go marry a man, a Lightwood man, that looks exactly like Weir Arendelle. Man, fucking hell. Take me out of this hell. Don't take me. I'm exactly where I want to be. It just... fucking hell. I just feel so happy, and at the same time, I'm literally so sad. What can I do about this? Oh my god. I'm going to think about this story for the rest of my life. I'm glad I didn't read this when I was like 15, because if my library had these books, I would be a more depressed teenager than I already was. And we didn't want to do that. So I'm glad I read them at 21. I'm really happy. I don't have enough words to explain it. It's so good. Please, just, if you have the time, go ahead and read it. It's perfect. And they are going to live with me forever. I want to get a tattoo for them. I'm not going to, at least not for now. But I want to. I want them. Oh my god. I feel insane. But I guess that's it. This is the overall of everything. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but it took me 2 months to finish. So I hope this is a great one for you guys and you have fun. We went through a lot of things together, and I'm so glad that you guys are here with me as always. Please don't forget to leave me a like and subscribe. Go have fun with little Will Arendelle, and I'll probably see you next week. Bye bye, everyone.